My name is Melinda St. I'm the International Campaigns Director for Public Citizens Global Trade Watch, which is a U.S. consumer organization in the United States. We've been very active monitoring the impacts of international investment agreements and particularly ISDS cases against countries under U.S. bilateral investment treaties and free trade agreements. So for the past 20 years, we've been monitoring the impacts of international investment agreements, particularly that the U.S. has signed with developing countries as well as other countries. What we've seen is that investors are increasingly using the system to go after and attack a range of public policies, from environmental policies to public health policies to toxics bans to financial regulatory policy, and the list goes on. These are not the types of policies that government signed up for when they signed up to these agreements. And what we've seen is that just under U.S. free trade agreements and bilateral investment treaties, there have been $3 billion that have been paid by taxpayers to corporations, and just under those treaties there are $38 billion pending in these cases. And it's concerning not only because of the money that taxpayers are having to pay, but that these cases are used as one more tool that multinational corporations use to try to chill regulatory policy reform. By just having the threat of these cases can make a huge difference when public policymakers are thinking that they have to spend an average of $8 million just defending a case, even if they win. And so particularly for small developing countries, this can be a huge burden and can actually change the calculus of policymakers when they're thinking about whether they should enact an important environmental policy or an important policy to protect public health. And just some of the examples are a case against a moratorium on fracking, which is the controversial policy or practice of extracting natural gas. Tobacco control policies are being attacked. We've seen financial crisis policies that have been attacked. And so for that reason, we believe it's very important for the civil society and policymakers to work together to try to stop the spread of this regime through the Trans-Pacific Partnership and TPP, and to try to extract from the regime.